This is the news that we all could see coming. As you mentioned, the speculation around Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck has been swirling for months, but this morning, the timing sending a real statement.
We tried because we had kids. And then we said, both of us felt like we don't want this to be the model that our kids see of marriage.
In the world of Hollywood, where glitter and glamour often mask the harsh realities of fame, there's a saga unfolding that's juicier than any script. It's a story that blends love, betrayal, and scandal into a perfect storm, starring none other than Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, and the ever-controversial Diddy Combs. But what if the narrative we've been fed isn't the full story? What if J.Lo isn't the victim we've been led to believe, but rather the mastermind pulling the strings behind the scenes?
You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall? But it saved it the first time, though, didn't it?
Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the shocking claims that could change everything you thought you knew about Hollywood's golden girl.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. After months of speculation, the pair are calling it quits. The singer filing for divorce after 2 years of marriage.
The recent news of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce has rocked the celebrity world. Just when we thought Bennifer 2.0 was going to be the happily ever after we all rooted for, the fairy tale crumbled. Their whirlwind romance, rekindled after nearly 2 decades apart, seemed to defy the odds. But as we now know, not everything that glitters is gold.
Wow. So, ladies, J.Lo being open about gushing over Ben, do you think she's making a mistake this time, going so public? Or is she just in love?
Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce from Ben Affleck after just 2 years of marriage, a movie that surprised many but left others wondering if this was all part of a bigger, darker plan. The official reasons for the split are still shrouded in mystery, but rumors have been swirling for months. Some say it was Ben's grumpy and downer attitude that finally pushed J.Lo over the edge, while others speculate that their busy schedules and the pressures of blending their families were too much to handle.
We're totally different people now, and we're the same. And we have the same love. 100%. Like, I'd never fallen out of love with you. I had just put it over.
We grew apart. We had a marriage that didn't work. This happens. There's somebody I love and respect, but to whom I shouldn't be married any longer.
But here's where it gets interesting. What if the real reason for their breakup is something far more sinister? What if the divorce is actually a strategic move by Jennifer Lopez to distance herself from a past that's finally catching up to her? Enter Jaguar Wright, the outspoken R&B singer who has made a name for herself by spilling the tea on some of the biggest names in the industry. Wright has never been one to hold back, and her latest revelations about J.Lo are nothing short of explosive. According to Wright, Jennifer Lopez is far from the innocent victim she portrays. In fact, Wright claims that J.Lo is a manipulative mastermind who used Ben Affleck to clean up her image and is now discarding him like yesterday's news. But that's not all. Wright also alleges that Lopez was deeply involved in Diddy Combs' crimes and should be behind bars right alongside him.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we see the lineup.
So how did we get here? To understand the full scope of these allegations, we need to rewind the clock and take a closer look at J.Lo's past, particularly her tumultuous relationship with Diddy. Back in the late 90s, Jennifer Lopez was on the brink of superstardom. She had just broken out with her role in Selena and was quickly becoming one of the most sought-after actresses and singers in Hollywood. Around this time, she began dating Diddy Combs, who was already a major player in the music industry.
Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez, probably one of the most glamorous couples just in history.
Their relationship was nothing short of a roller coaster filled with glamour, drama, and scandal. The two were the epitome of a power couple, making headlines wherever they went. But behind the scenes, things were far from perfect. One of the most notorious incidents involving the couple occurred in December 1999, when a night out at Club New York ended in a hail of gunfire. Diddy and Lopez fled the scene in a car, which was later pulled over by the police. Inside the vehicle, officers found a loaded gun, and both Diddy and Lopez were arrested. The media frenzy that followed was intense, with speculation running rampant about what exactly happened that night. Diddy was eventually acquitted of all charges, but the incident left a stain on both their reputations. Lopez, who was held for over 14 hours, claimed she had no idea what was going on and was just an innocent bystander caught up in the chaos. But was she really? According to Jaguar Wright and other industry insiders, J.Lo's involvement that night may have been far more significant than we've been led to believe.
Let's just be real.
Right.
The simple fact that all Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club.
There have long been rumors that Jennifer Lopez wasn't just an innocent girlfriend caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some sources allege that Lopez was actually the one who brought the gun that Daddy used during the altercation. If true, this would completely shatter the image of J.Lo as a victim and paint her as an active participant in a crime that could have had deadly consequences. While these claims had never been proven, the mere possibility has sparked intense debate and speculation.
For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated to her family or for her medical bills that she's still paying, or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her.
But the allegations don't stop there. Wright and others believe that Lopez's relationship with Diddy wasn't just about love. It was about power. According to this theory, Lopez used Diddy to propel her career to new heights, all while turning a blind eye to his more unsavory activities. Diddy, known for his extravagant lifestyle and controversial behavior, has been linked to a series of scandals over the years, including allegations of aggression, substance use, and even elimination. For years, these rumors have swirled around the music mogul, but they've never quite stuck until now.
Possibility that he walks away clean from this, that everything is dropped and he faces no charges or any prison time?
Not impossible. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I see him kind of going the path of R. Kelly, where again, for so many decades, he was able to act with impunity and just, with harming so many young women.
As Wright sees it, Lopez was fully aware of Diddy's darker side and may have even been complicit in some of his crimes. She claims that Lopez was not just a passive observer, but an active participant in the illegal activities that took place behind closed doors. From lavish freak-off parties to substance-fueled nights of debauchery, Wright suggests that J.Lo was in the thick of it all, enjoying the benefits of Diddy's wealth and influence while ignoring the consequences.
The fact that she's named as somebody who was carrying a weapon, could that be incriminating for Jennifer Lopez?
It can be, but with a huge caveat, right? If I'm not mistaken, that shooting did not result in a death. I know that somebody was harmed, but I don't believe anyone was hurt. Because of that, you have the statute of limitations to deal with.
One of the most shocking claims to emerge is the possibility that Lopez was involved in a gunfight at Club New York, not just as a bystander, but as an accomplice. According to some reports, Lopez may have known about the weapon beforehand and even helped Diddy cover it up after the fact. While these allegations remain unconfirmed, they raise serious questions about the role Lopez played in one of the most infamous incidents of her career.
But the reputational damage might be a different story, because now she's branding herself as something very different than who she was back then. Back then, she was very much Jenny from the block. She was, dating a variety of hip hop artists. She was very much in that world. Now she's married to Ben Affleck. She's trying to, portray herself in a different manner. So now her past is going to come back to haunt her.
And if that weren't enough, there are whispers that other big names in the industry, including Jay-Z, were also involved in some of the shady dealings that went on during Lopez and Diddy's relationship. It's no secret that the music industry is a tight-knit community with alliances and rivalries often overlapping in complex and sometimes dangerous ways. Could it be that Lopez, Diddy, and others were part of a larger conspiracy to protect their own interests, no matter the cost? As these rumors continue to circulate, one thing is clear. Jennifer Lopez's reputation is hanging by a thread. The public image she has carefully crafted over the years of a hardworking, talented, and above all innocent woman is under threat like never before. If even a fraction of these allegations are true, it would be a devastating blow, not just to her career, but to her legacy.
Everybody's writing about you. There's always rumors about you, too. How do you deal with it? What do you have got something you want to tell us in the press?
We don't care?
But perhaps the most damning accusation of all is the suggestion that Lopez used Ben Affleck as a pawn in her game of self-preservation. According to Jaguar Wright, J.Lo married Affleck not out of love, but out of necessity. After years of scandal and controversy, Lopez needed a way to clean up her image and distance herself from the ghosts of her past. And who better to help her do that than Ben Affleck, a Hollywood A-lister with a clean-cut image and a history of turning his life around? By aligning herself with Affleck, Lopez was able to rebrand herself as a woman who had found true love and redemption. Their highly publicized romance and subsequent marriage were seen as a fairy tale come true, a second chance at happiness for both of them. But according to Wright, this was all part of a carefully orchestrated plan. Once Lopez had successfully used Affleck to polish her image, she no longer had any use for him. And so, the divorce became inevitable.
About Jennifer Lopez is, if nothing, she's consistent. This is who Jennifer is. And I feel like she stands in the woman that's a hopeless romantic, that loves to share her love. I feel like this is who she is, and asking her to change is...
But love is also different the second time around, don't you think?
I would think, but not her.
But why now? Why, after 2 years of marriage, did Lopez decide to pull the plug? Wright believes the timing is no coincidence. According to her, Lopez's secrets were beginning to unravel, and the truth about her involvement in Diddy's crimes was on the verge of being exposed. Rather than face the fallout, Lopez chose to cut her losses and move on, leaving Affleck in the dust.
I don't think he's very comfortable with me doing all of this. But he loves me, he knows I'm an artist, and he's gonna support me in every way he can.
Things that are private, I had always felt, are sacred and special because, in part, they're private. So this was something of an adjustment for me.
It's a narrative that's hard to ignore, especially given the recent developments in Diddy's life. The music mogul is currently facing a series of serious allegations, including human trafficking, assault, and corruption. These accusations have been building for years, but they've only recently come to a head, with federal authorities reportedly closing in on Diddy and his associates. Among the most disturbing claims are those related to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, where illicit substances, inappropriate activities, and other unlawful behaviors were allegedly the norm. These parties, attended by celebrities, music industry insiders, and other high-profile figures, were reportedly filmed without the participants' knowledge. Some sources allege that Diddy kept recordings of these events as a way to maintain control over those who attended, using the footage as leverage to silence potential whistleblowers.
Can't just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources to deal with your truth.
It's a chilling thought, and it adds another layer of intrigue to the allegations against Jennifer Lopez. If she was indeed involved in these parties, or if she knew about the recordings and chose to stay silent, it would explain why she's so desperate to distance herself from Diddy now. With the walls closing in on him, Lopez might be scrambling to protect herself from the fallout.
Right? Because for each charge is usually one victim or survivor attached to that charge. So if the U.S. Attorney's Office is able to pull together 15 survivors, right, and they're willing to come forward and testify, you may see 15 counts.
And let's not forget the other victims who have come forward with claims against Diddy. Over the years, several women have accused him of assault, abuse, and other crimes, painting a picture of a man who is used to getting what he wants, no matter the cost. These allegations have often been brushed aside or settled out of court, but the recent wave of accusations suggests that the truth may finally be catching up with him. The pressure is mounting, and it's no longer a question of if, but when the full scope of Diddy's alleged crimes will come to light. His reputation, built on decades of success in the music industry, is crumbling under the weight of these accusations. As more victims step forward, detailing horrifying accounts of manipulation, abuse, and worse, the narrative around Diddy shifts from one of a music mogul to that of a man entangled in a web of criminal activity.
So they are going to take their time. They're going to collect all the evidence. They're going to speak to as many witnesses as they can. They're going to follow every single trail, every single lead that they can before they go to an indictment. There can be continuances. There can be other things that can delay the case. But once you file that charging document, the clock starts ticking.
This growing scrutiny on Diddy also puts Jennifer Lopez in an increasingly precarious position. With their shared history, her name inevitably comes up in these discussions, raising uncomfortable questions. Was she merely a bystander to Diddy's alleged actions? Or was she, as some rumors suggest, actively involved? Wright's accusations aren't just the idle gossip of a former insider. They are part of a larger narrative that sees Lopez not just as a complicit partner, but as someone who leveraged these dark connections for her own gain. Yet, it's not just Wright who casts doubt on Lopez's innocence. Other insiders have hinted that her decision to marry Ben Affleck, right when these rumors were starting to gain traction again, was no coincidence. It was a strategic move designed to shift the public's attention away from her past and towards a new, wholesome narrative. And for a while, it worked. Bennifer 2.0 became the talk of the town, and Lopez was able to bask in the glow of public adoration once more.
Anybody was more surprised than us.
Yeah. No, but it is. No, seriously, though. I mean, that's just, would you ever have imagined that it comes full circle and ends up like this?
No, you never could imagine something like that could happen.
I'm happy.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're happy. You deserve.
However, as we've seen, the past has a way of catching up with even the most careful of planners. And now, with her marriage to Affleck unraveling and the allegations against Diddy becoming more and more severe, Lopez finds herself at a crossroads. Does she continue to deny any wrongdoing and hope that her public goodwill will see her through? Or does she finally come clean about her past associations and risk losing everything she's worked so hard to build? The stakes couldn't be higher. Diddy's possible arrest looms large, and with each passing day, the potential for new, damning information to emerge grows. Those in the know suggest that the FBI and other law enforcement agencies are digging deep, not just into Diddy's current activities, but into his past dealings as well. And if Lopez was indeed involved, even peripherally, in any of these activities, it could spell disaster for her.
Interesting to note here, J.Lo filed for divorce in LA County Superior Court pro per, or without an attorney. So it will be really curious to see how this plays out legally.
Without an attorney?
Without an attorney.
And no prenup.
Right. And on their wedding anniversary.
And on their wedding anniversary.
Right.
Wow.
Perhaps more to come. Eva, thank you.
In the court of public opinion, Lopez has always been a master at controlling her narrative, from her early days as a fly girl on In Living Color. To her transformation into a global superstar, she has carefully curated her image, managing to navigate the treacherous waters of fame with remarkable skill. But this time, she may have met her match. The allegations against Diddy are not the sort that can be brushed off with a well-crafted peer statement or a glossy magazine cover. They are serious, they are substantial, and they are gaining momentum. What's more, the nature of these accusations, human trafficking, aggression, and exploitation, strikes at the very heart of the current cultural climate. In an era where accountability is demanded more than ever before, where powerful men are finally facing consequences for their actions, Diddy's fall from grace seems almost inevitable. And if Lopez is seen as someone who turned a blind eye, or worse, actively participated in these crimes, her own fall could be just as dramatic.
So when is it possible that we would actually see him being arrested or facing any of these indictments? Could it be months down the line?
I feel that it would be months down the line. I would not be surprised if it was before the end of this year. Because again, this is going to be a massive investigation involving at least 3 states, much as we saw in the Epstein.
Of course, it's worth noting that Lopez has her defenders. Many believe that she's being unfairly targeted, that she's the victim of a smear campaign designed to tear her down just as she reaches the pinnacle of her career. They argue that Lopez has done nothing wrong, that she's simply being dragged into Diddy's mess because of their past relationship. After all, she's never been charged with any crime, and much of the evidence against her is circumstantial at best. But in the world of Hollywood, perception is often more powerful than reality. And right now, the perception is that Lopez has something to hide. Her recent actions, filing for divorce from Affleck, distancing herself from her past, and refusing to address these allegations directly, only add fuel to the fire. To her critics, this behavior suggests guilt, a desperate attempt to cover her tracks before it's too late. As the drama unfolds, one can't help but wonder what the future holds for Jennifer Lopez. Will she be able to weather the storm and emerge unscathed, or will this be the scandal that finally brings her down? And what about Diddy? Will he finally be held accountable for his alleged actions, or will he once again manage to escape the consequences?
The reaction, because that's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's just like this weird sense of grief, because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip-hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief, like another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy, and it's their own fault because of poor choices.
One thing is certain. The world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The next few months will be critical, not just for Lopez and Diddy, but for the entire entertainment industry. Because if this saga has shown us anything, it's that the truth always comes out in the end. And when it does, it has the power to change everything.
Okay, this is what I mean when I say people wake up every day and just volunteer lies. Diddy, how are we supposed to believe anything that comes out of your mouth? And furthermore, why should we not believe the rumors of things going in your mouth when you out here volunteering bold-faced lies? You would still be lying to us right now if it was no video. You didn't even apologize to Cassie in the video.
Fans have been quick to weigh in on the unfolding drama between Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, and Senior Diddy Combs, and their opinions paint a vivid picture of the public sentiment surrounding these controversial events. Across social media, forums, and comment sections, there's a palpable sense of both intrigue and frustration. Many believe that the truth, long hidden beneath layers of Hollywood glamour and pure spin, is finally starting to emerge. One fan, reflecting a sentiment shared by many, wrote, "Nothing done in darkness shall stay in darkness. The lies cannot hold the truth down forever." This comment captures the growing belief that the secrets from Lopez's and Diddy's pasts cannot remain buried indefinitely. There's a sense of inevitability here, a belief that, despite their best efforts to control the narrative, Lopez and Diddy will eventually face the full weight of public scrutiny and perhaps even legal consequences. Others are even more direct in their outrage, questioning why Diddy has not yet faced more serious consequences for the allegations against him. Why is he still free? I don't understand. If it was someone else, they would be locked for life. Throw the key away, one fan lamented. This frustration reflects a broader concern about accountability and justice in the entertainment industry. The sense of unease is further amplified by comments that allude to the deeper, darker elements of this saga. As one fan put it, this rabbit hole keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And Deep Williams said the truth will come to light. Money and power is scary. This observation touches on a critical aspect of the unfolding drama, the intersection of wealth, influence, and criminal behavior. For many fans, the idea that money and power can so easily obscure the truth and shield individuals from accountability is both frightening and infuriating. So, what do you think? Is Jennifer Lopez really a mastermind pulling the strings? Or is she just caught in the crossfire of Diddy's dark dealings? And could Ben Affleck have been just another piece in her game of reputation management? We want to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know where you stand in this unfolding Hollywood drama. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.